Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY. Okay, we are going to take a quick look at the VGO gloves. Now, these gloves have a couple of cool features to them. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I generally wear a 2 and 3X glove, and it's hard for me to find a glove that fits. Now, this is a double X, and it fits very well. Just great. I can move my fingers around. I'm not feeling like I'm being crushed here. It's just a nice fitting glove. Now, some of the things that they do I like, you're going to notice on the very end here, they actually have a relief cut. I like that. It's not on this side, but it's here. This side, they actually put a protection on this side because a lot of times if you're pulling things and you're pulling it through your thumb area, it tends to rub across this area. So they're protecting your wrist. I do like that. Think that's very cool. And speaking of that area, they've got a protection all through this area as well with the silicone wrapping around. So let's go ahead and put on the other gloves so you can see what it's like when I have them both on. And then let's talk about the silicone. So there is silicone on these guys all the way from the palm, all the way up the fingers, and all over your forefinger. So why do you suppose that they have that on there? It's not necessarily for waterproofing, even though that does make it fairly waterproof, but it's really for the grip. If you're working with a tool, your hands are not going to slip off like they will with a traditional glove because these gloves actually grab a hold and grip. On the forefinger, that tends to be where you're pulling triggers, if it's an air gun or any type of an actual tool. So it has a nice little area there to help you grip. It just makes it that much easier so that you can grab a hold of things and not slip. Because what happens with me a lot of times, I pull my gloves off and throw them aside, and I will use my hands if I'm struggling, especially if something is slippery. So I'm going to give you a quick example. In the plumbing trades, we call these open-end adjustable pliers. And what happens is you will be working on something, they tend to get wet, and this little vinyl that they have on becomes very slippery and it's hard to hold on to. So this stops that. I can grab a hold. I'm not tempted to pull my gloves off because they're not really wet because it's protecting me, and it holds very well. So I'm actually, gripping better than I would if I didn't have the gloves on. Now, I'll tell you another scenario, especially if you were working out in the trades and your phone rings and you go to move it, you can't get it to do anything because the gloves are a problem. So you're pulling a glove off, throwing it on the ground. Half the time I don't get the glove back on. It ends up, laying over there. Next thing you know, my gloves are trashed and my hands are trashed all at the same time. Well, this has another feature on it. It has a spot up here. It looks like a little on and off button, and you can use it on either hand, right or left, and you use that to actually scroll. So you may automatically assume that you can just use your fingers and scroll, but it doesn't work very well. You can still move things a little, but it doesn't work real great. If you learn to use this part, it'll actually grab and move everything over. Works very, very well. So, guys, if I was going to rate these gloves on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it 5 stars because I think they do everything they said they would, and they're even better in person than the pictures and description tell you. So do yourself a favor, pick yourself up a set today. I don't think you'll regret it, and we will see you guys on the next review.